A high-value man doesn't cry over what left him. He doesn't chase what disrespected him. He doesn't beg to be seen, heard, or loved. Instead, he walks away, with silence as his final word. Because he knows something most men don't, that the world never rewards the loudest man in the room. It rewards the man who walks away quietly, without explanation, because he respects himself more than he needs anyone else. 1. The myth of validation. From a young age, men are trained to chase, trained to believe that their worth is tied to how much they can prove, to a woman, to a boss, to society, to the world. They're told, if she pulls away, chase her. If they ignore you, try harder. If they don't see your value, show it again, louder. But here's the truth. Anything you have to beg for will never value you. Because begging doesn't build respect, it burns it. The moment you compromise your self-worth for temporary approval, you begin the slow decay of your masculinity. A Stoic man refuses to chase what is unsure about him. He doesn't explain his worth, he embodies it. 2. Silence is a weapon. Words are cheap, and high-value men understand this deeply. When disrespected, they don't argue. They don't throw tantrums. They don't write long emotional paragraphs, begging to be understood. Instead, they get quiet. They disappear, not to manipulate, but to protect their peace. That silence, it hurts more than any insult, because silence forces the other person to sit with their actions, and in that silence, a truth is born. You just lost a man who would never beg for your love. 3. Walking away isn't weakness, it's mastery. Most men confuse walking away with giving up, but the Stoic man knows. Walking away is not giving up. It's understanding that his energy is sacred, his time is limited, and his peace is non-negotiable. He doesn't walk away to hurt someone else. He walks away to heal himself. Because no high-value man begs to stay in places where his soul feels unappreciated. He's not looking for comfort. He's looking for clarity. And if the clarity reveals disrespect, games, or manipulation, he walks, quietly, calmly, completely. 4. Detachment is supreme strength. Begging is a symptom of attachment. Detachment is the antidote. A high-value man doesn't emotionally invest in uncertainty. He doesn't hold on to someone who keeps pushing him away. He doesn't see rejection as loss. He sees it as direction. Detachment is not coldness, it's clarity. It's the wisdom to know, if I'm not respected here, I'm not staying here. And when he leaves, he doesn't slam doors. He leaves them open, so they can feel the draft of his absence. 5. Women don't respect beggars. They crave boundaries. Let's be brutally honest. Women are biologically wired to test men, not maliciously, but instinctively. They test for weakness, for emotional instability, for neediness. And what do most men do when tested? They fold, they chase, they beg, they validate. But a high-value man, he sets the tone, he sets the boundary. He says with his silence, I am not afraid of losing you. I am afraid of losing myself. And that is what drives her crazy. Because no woman forgets a man who chose self-respect over her games. 6. Your absence teaches. What your presence couldn't, you showed up. You gave loyalty. You stayed consistent, and they still disrespected you. Now it's time to vanish. Not to hurt them, but to teach them. Because your words didn't work. Your presence didn't change anything. Your efforts went unnoticed. But your absence, it will echo. Every day they'll scroll through their phone and not see your name. Every night they'll wonder if you've moved on. Every message they think of sending will remind them. You didn't beg. You simply left. And that is unforgettable. 7. Masculine energy doesn't chase, it attracts. Masculine energy is grounded, still, strong, unmoved. It doesn't chase validation. It attracts through presence, purpose, and peace. The man who walks away does not lose value. He multiplies it, because now he's rare, he's remembered, he's respected. While the man who begged, he fades, he becomes ordinary, he's forgotten. Never forget this law. The more you chase, the less you are valued. The more you walk away, the more you are respected. I8. When you stop begging, you start leading. A man who no longer begs becomes a man who leads. He leads his emotions, his standards, his direction. He becomes the one who defines the terms of his life, not the woman, not the job, not society. And in doing so, he earns the one thing no amount of chasing ever brings: power. The power to be still, the power to be silent, the power to say, if it doesn't serve my peace, it doesn't deserve my presence. 9. People notice who's no longer chasing them. At first, they'll ignore you, then mock you, then guilt-trip you. But when your silence remains solid, when your distance grows louder than your words, they panic. Because deep down, people always expect you to beg. They expect you to fold, to stay, to return. When you don't, they start remembering, replaying, regretting, because you left them with a haunting thought. I lost a man who didn't need me to complete him. 10. Walk like a king. Even when you're alone. In the end, a high-value man walks away, not to prove a point, but to protect his peace. He doesn't care about closure. He doesn't need explanations. He doesn't beg for second chances, because he knows a man who respects himself will never beg for what disrespects him. He walks alone, but he walks with purpose. He walks away and becomes unforgettable. There's a moment in every man's life when he realizes silence is stronger than words, walking away is louder than arguments, and detachment is more attractive than desperation. Be that man. Stop begging. Start walking. Let your silence speak louder than your suffering. And never forget, the man who walks away with peace is the man the world will chase next. Subscribe for more powerful Stoicism and psychology. Comment Stoic if you agree.